I'm going to explain the 5 different stages, the 5 steps of Vihangam meditation. Every day, on our day-to-day basis, when we are connecting in the morning and when we are connecting in the evening for the practice session, we are practicing the first stage of Vihangam meditation. What are the other stages? What are means, I'm not going to explain the methodology of the meditation, but what exactly these are. What will happen after doing these steps of the meditation? Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj designed 5 different steps of Vihangam meditation, which are all linked to an individual's progress of his or her spiritual path in terms of the practice. What are these 5 steps? And in fact, these all steps, in fact, the whole Vihangam practice, the meditation technique is the ancient most meditation technique. To those who are familiar with Gita, Lord Krishna actually explains one method, the first method of meditation, which is the same method which we practice on a day-to-day basis. But that was not the origin of the meditation or the Vihangam meditation. It is an eternal methodology. It's the ancient most technique of meditation. And it is completely experimental and experiential. It is not something new. It's just that the word Vihangam, probably we have been hearing in today's world, or maybe in few decades or century ago, this term was designed or developed to be utilized in more and more frequent way. But the technique is not new. This Vihangam meditation technique, all the 5 stages are the eternal technique. Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj actually, during his whole process of his spirituality, understood, experienced under the guidance of Eternal Master what is the meditation process. And that's what he explained all these in the 5 steps of Vihangam practice. In the first stage, what we do, we try to control our mind from the outer sphere, from the outside. That means it controls our sense organs. And the mind is connected to the sense organs and the body. Since we are controlling the mind from the outside, that means all the sense organs will be controlled at that time point. In the second stage of Vihangam meditation, we control the mind from the inside, and then we move towards the purification of the mind. What is the meaning of purification of the mind? Before that, what is the meaning of controlling the mind from inside? Controlling the mind from inside means the thought processes which are being generated all the times on its own. There is no control on it. We don't know how it happens, how the thought processes comes to us. As soon as there is any circumstances coming outside, our thoughts are connected to that. But there are many times where there is nothing happening outside, but still our thought process is going on. How does it happen? Is there any control on that? Practicing second stage of Vihangam meditation empowers us to control the thought processes. But just controlling mind from outside and inside is not enough. We have to purify the mind. We have to purify ourselves. We have to purify our basic instinct. And once that is done, then the Kundalini awakening happens at the end of the third stage. And once that third stage, which is the practice for awakening the Kundalini happens, if that happens, thereafter our self-realization appears. What is the meaning of that? Self-realization means we meet ourselves. What is the meaning of we meet ourselves? We experience ourselves means so far we have probably experience of our body. We have experience of our sense organs. We have experience of our mind. We have experience of our emotion. We have experience of our feeling. But we have not experienced ourselves. The one which is experiencing all these things, we have not experienced that. Once that Kundalini awakens, that means once we reach to the level of consciousness, that means reaching to the level of consciousness means we met ourselves. And at that time point, our basis is actually now the conscious basis, the basis of the soul. This is not end of the story. Many times people have considered, oh, once the Kundalini is awakened, that means now the ultimate goal of the spirituality has been attained. This is not true. Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj mentioned that from there onward, the real meditation starts at the level of consciousness, at the level of the soul. And the fourth stage, in the fourth stage of the practice of Vihangam meditation, we first meet the eternal master. Right now we are talking about eternal master just in words. We cannot see him just like that. The power of that eternal master actually flows through the Sadguru, and that eternal master creates Sadguru. That eternal master will appear, and we will have experience of that eternal master in the fourth stage of Vihangam meditation. And with the help of his guidance, the practitioner, along with the Sadguru, move further towards the fifth stage, where he becomes subtler, to experience the Supreme Being, the Almighty. In the first stage of the fifth stage of Vihangam meditation is the practice to attain, to realize, to experience, to meet the Supreme Being. Once we complete that, that means the Supreme Being was met. The ultimate goal of the life is achieved. And at that time point, we are called to be established in yoga. Yesterday and before that, we have explained what is the meaning of yoga, where the soul meets, amalgamates with the Supreme Soul. So in the fifth stage of Vihangam meditation, a practitioner practices with his effort, with the help of the master, the Sadguru itself, to amalgamate, to meet, to have the darshan of that Almighty. Once that happens, that doesn't mean that the person died. No, the body is still, it's there. It's altogether different science. It's altogether the spiritual science. To explain it in these things just in the word is not possible. So first, second, and third, if you see, is very much revolved around the mind. Maybe other practices can bring you to that stage, but it is very much true. It is a fact that from the level of the soul, it's only Vihangam Marg, it's only Vihangam path. There is one straight path only through which the soul can meet the Supreme Soul, and only under the guidance of the Sadguru. The conscious state, reaching to the conscious state is very important. The basic hurdle is the mind, and that's why many people take lots of time to create the foundation. The foundation is the first stage. Second stage is relatively easier. Third stage will again take more time. And fourth and fifth stage is just like this. It's all on the basis of the master himself. And the practitioner just does things on its own, and the master does everything for the practitioner. So these are the 5 stages, 5 steps of Vihangam meditation. In the first stage, we can try to control our mind from outside. Second stage, try to control our mind from inside. Third stage, purify ourselves and move towards awakening the Kundalini. It happens on its own with the help of, under the guidance of the master himself. Fourth stage, where we are now at the basis of the soul, we first meet the Sadguru, and then along with his guidance, we go towards the Supreme Soul to have the experience of the yoga. These are just in words, but ultimately one has to experience everything in real at the basis of the soul. Thank you very much for listening today.